Mr. James's Hoover Compact electronic is back on 3 wheels now and it's looking a fair bit shinier. It should work a fair bit better. So settle down for ye old standard Beko 1987 after video of the thunderously common 1980s cylinder vacuum cleaner. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner chums, how are you today? Yes, this was fairly simple really, they always are, the old Hoover Compact electronics. Another typical Hoover design that, although very good, very robust, I'll fill up with rubbish and generally make itself pretty terrible. So underneath the very shiny exterior, we can lift the lid and inside here is nice and tidy as it once was. We have the small tools, again very little use. Always check the crevice tool on the vacuum cleaner because it's generally the thing that gets the most wear by the time you get to the pretty much unused upholstery tool, and the definitely hasn't been used very much at all. Look, that's the state of the corners. Very nice dusting brush. It's all fairly standard. We have ourselves a nice bag, our nice filter. Everything is utterly spotless. It also seals better as well. On these era of vacuum cleaners, the furniture guard forms the seal for the whole thing. The motor housing sticks down to the back of the seal and the bag door sticks to all that. And the problem with the Hoover Compacts is that the rubber, I want to say, leaches out its chemicals. Obviously after 30 odd years it probably wasn't designed to even be about in 2021, but yeah, it all leaches out and makes it all horrible and sticky and makes it a pretty faffy sod to clean, because you have to sort of break down the goo and then clean the plastic. But we got there in the end. I even washed, look, our orange Hoover air freshener, which has started to get a very faint whiff of the flavour it once was back. So interesting to see if that sort of comes up through the machine when we start to use it. We pull out the Delamere plug, which looks very nice indeed. Couldn't polish the pins though, because they're part of the plug. So I'm very sorry, Mr. James. Polishing plug pins is usually one of my specialities, but yeah, if they don't come out the plug, it's very difficult to do. It's already turned on though. We have our full range of speed control. And the whole thing will work a lot better anyway, because there's a little rubber seal around the bag full indicator, look, which clips in there. That are completely gone, so that's been siliconed in. Obviously it now seals itself to this part as well. Oh, where did all that dirt come from? Ah, it's all come out the bag, look. Ah, okay, here's another little flaw. Without the hose in, the bag isn't sealed. And look, we just pulled all of this out from the bag. And we just turned it on there. Crikey, there's the thing. Let's just get rid of that. The old apex will help us out here. Marvellous, that'll do. So, okay, FYI, if you're ever messing around with a Hoover Compact, especially one that's got sawdust in it, you've got to fit the hose, because, yeah, you'll see that gap there gets filled and then it won't come out. We also noticed was this, yes, the black foam under here disintegrated. So I cut a new piece, but then I also saw that it's almost like there should have been another filter on here. I've always thought that with the Hoover Compact, so I cut a piece. Don't quite think it's going to do anything at all. It might... Oh, this is still full of sawdust as well. There we go, this should work a bit better now. So we will turn it on with the hose on. Let me remove this. And yeah, oodles of suction on both low and high, which is quite nice. And hopefully now, yeah, no more sawdust floating around the top. Excellent. Yeah. Bar that, this is one of those after videos, it's a little bit tricky to film without just padding it out full of nonsense, because it's a vacuum cleaner that has a couple of buttons and that is it. I mean, it works very well. With our contour floor head. Very nice indeed. We can even be really beginning to realise why Hoover never bothered to put anything on there, because if it hasn't stopped running, it blows itself off. Oh dear. But yeah, we can even look. We can fit another tool and turn the suction down a bit. Yeah, all works very, very nicely. Indeed, these still make perfectly decent, straight suction cleaners nowadays. You probably wouldn't want to have it as your only vacuum in a fully carpeted house, but for thin pile, hard floor, it's pretty flipping good. It's also, on its wheels we have the replacement wheels provided by Mr. James, all fitted. They're not too wobbly, they're not too bad, and luckily on the centre wheel the rubber track is intact and fine. They have a habit of going on these Hoover Compacts with age and perishing. So yeah, another Hoover Compact done. Got quite lucky with the replacement wheels, I'm not going to lie. I'd imagine that a lot of these got written off when the wheels snapped and couldn't find a replacement. I do have a spare red one now, so who knows, we might find out if that can be of any use. There's no parking on this era. I had a very late blue one, which now belongs to Mr. Steve on the Vintage Appliance Emporium, and it had a hole roughly there actually, and then the clipped on thing that Hoover used to do so you can dock the tools there. This was way before all of that in 1988. So, although actually I did see some date wheels up here when it actually was made in April 1987, and then obviously sat around until it was made into a vacuum cleaner. And then I've always thought that these stickers, the date on these is just the date that the machine was put together and rolled down that part of the production line. Obviously, the parts for these would have been churned out en masse because they made these for a fairly long while and then boxed back together. Very nice indeed. So yeah, that's it really. Mr. James is very robust, very simple Hoover Compact electronic is done, dusted and ready to go home. I haven't got any other Hoover Compacts in the house, so this is probably the only time we're going to see one of these for a fair old while. Yeah, always good to have one in. I suppose the last thing that we should have a look at is the very good cable rewind. Which is good because when they get sloppy and slow, there's not a great deal you can do about it, sadly. But this one seems absolutely perfect. It is as good as new. All the air leaks have been fixed. All the little compact things have been removed and sorted. And yeah, it is now ready to rock. And I'm sure Mr. James will daily it for a bit because, yeah, he likes them as well. He gets on better because he's shorter, so he doesn't mind the short ones and hose. So, short and sweet this week, I'm afraid, but equally it was a short and sweet little refurb, and one that deserves to be shown. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.